Hey family, it's Jay Jones, and I want to personally invite you to the new revised, revamped BEB Academy. Go to newbebacademy.com for more information and to enroll. What I realized over the years of running BEB Academy that there's three things that you need to help you to become a successful entrepreneur. You need online courses which show you and teach you what to do, gives you a blueprint. Number two, you need coaching, which we have a live group coaching community inside the academy. And last but not least, you need community. Community is what's going to take you over the top and help you elevate your entrepreneur IQ. So for more information, go to newbebacademy.com, and I'm looking forward to seeing you each and every month in the academy for live group coaching, for a community where you can collaborate and connect and make deals, and also for the amazing curriculum inside the academy. So go to newbebacademy.com, watch the video, and enroll. See you inside the academy. Welcome to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the #1 podcast and resource for Black entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If you're currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, you're invited to join us each and every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family, and get ready to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 499. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic is titled, How to Change Your Life and Business Using the Power of Consistency. How to change your life and business using the power of consistency. So many entrepreneurs are looking for that secret ingredient for success, and the problem is it's sitting right in front of your face, and it's called consistency. So we try many different things, many different tactics, strategies, any new software products that come out, they're ever changing. But one thing that is consistent is the power of consistency. So today we're going to dive into that. But before we get into today's content, I just want to share a few things with the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and resource links, such as the link to my new revised, revamped BEB Academy. Go to newbebacademy.com for more information and to enroll. Also, don't forget to check out today's show notes. So there's going to be a lot of information that I'm going to give out today, and all you need to do is go to the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, and look for episode number 499. It's going to be on the top of the page. The last 3 episodes are always at the top of the page. If you scroll down a little bit under the logo and under the images, you'll see episode 499. Click on that. You can actually listen to the episode, but the show notes will be there. So every time you listen, guys, if you're not able to write things down, make sure you check out the show notes. And one last thing I want to mention before we get into the content is today is January 8th when this show drops. So this is the second episode of 2024. And I just want to reiterate to any first-time listeners or even some long-time listeners, what I've decided to do since the inception of the BEB podcast, and I'm really hyper-focused on it now, is doing impactful episodes. So unlike some other, content out there, I want to give you guys actionable steps to take you from point A to point B and elevate your entrepreneur IQ, because that's what it's all about. That's what the whole show is all about. So if you like what you're listening to, if you like what you're seeing on YouTube or whatever, make sure you share this content with people that will appreciate it, and also that are entrepreneurs or prospective entrepreneurs. because it's really all about moving the needle, guys, being able to give you those resources and that content that's going to help you level up and elevate your entrepreneur IQ. All right, let's get ready for today's show content. And we're talking about how to change your life and business using the power of consistency. So as we always go into a new year, we have all of these New Year's resolutions, right? Or New Year resolutions. And most times what happens is we start off hot, and then after a while, we ended up fading out, just like gym memberships, right? So you always want to go, oh, I'm going to get in shape this year. Everybody's in the gym in January and sometime in February. But after that, it starts to slack off and people fall back into their natural habits. But what we want to focus on today, guys, is how consistency can help change your life and change your business. So one of the things I want to talk about, or several of the things I want to talk about, is number one, I'm going to discuss 5 ways consistency can improve your business and your life. And I'm also going to give you 11 tips to create consistency in your business and in your life. Many times when I do the podcast, I like to give you guys the impetus or the reason that I'm talking about this specific topic or specific content. And so the reason I want to share this with you is because this is something that I've put in place previously, but something that I'm really going to hone in on as 2024, moves on and further down the road. So I was listening to a podcast the other day, or it was actually a YouTube video, and they were talking about building theme pages on Instagram. So building a platform or a following. And what I thought about was, I said, you know what? I really need to focus on building the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Instagram page, but I need to be more consistent when it comes to posting content, because normally all I do is post content on the next show. So what the gentleman was talking about was posting 3 to 5 times a day. And he was talking about stripping content from TikTok and other places and then having, automate posting, 3 to 4 times a day, which is going to grow your Instagram following. And I thought to myself, what happens if I implement that strategy or that technique? And what is my Instagram for Black Entrepreneur Blueprint going to look like in a year? And the whole thing that came to me is consistency. So I'm not looking to grow to 100,000 followers overnight, but if I'm consistent on posting, not just posting period, but quality content, I'm pretty sure that my Instagram page for Black Entrepreneur Blueprint is going to grow. Now, my other page, J Jones for Real, that's larger than Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. I don't know why, because I post the same content. But I thought about the power of consistency. And that takes shape in many ways, forms, and fashions. So I was joking the other day. I was telling my daughter, my youngest daughter, about today's show topic. And I said, yeah, you can't do 20 sit-ups and think you're going to have a 6-pack, right? It's over a period of time and consistency. So that's what we're going to discuss today, how to change your life and business using the power of consistency. So let's start off with the definition of consistency. So consistency is the quality or condition of being consistent. The quality or condition of being consistent. Consistency usually implies a positive sense of dependability. Consistency usually implies a positive sense of dependability. So, why is consistency so important? Consistency ties directly into building habits that can positively change your behavior. So I'm going to repeat that. Consistently ties directly into building habits that can positively change your behavior. So when you're consistent, you build the momentum you need to get and stay motivated and make progress. So it's just like exercising. So I'm trying to lose 20 pounds this year, but I know I can't do it overnight. I didn't gain the 20 pounds overnight, and I know I can't lose it overnight. So I have to stay consistent with my exercise and meal plans. So I know over the long term, I'm going to make small incremental progress to my goal. And so that's why consistency is super important. Okay. So first, let's discuss 5 ways that consistency can improve your business and your life. Number 1, building trust and credibility. Building trust and credibility. So consistency in your actions, communication, and service delivery. It helps you establish trust with customers, clients, and shareholders. It actually helps you establish trust with everybody, right? So when you consistently meet or exceed expectation, it builds credibility, fostering long-term relationships and positive word of mouth referrals. So building trust and credibility with your consistency. So one of the things I tell new podcasters or prospective podcasters is that you have to be consistent with dropping episodes. So for 499 weeks in a row, Jay Jones has dropped some new heat with Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. I have never missed a week. And so I tell everybody who listens to the show knows, if you're a first time listener, we drop every Monday morning, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on all your major podcast platforms and YouTube. It is consistent. That's one of the reasons we're one of the biggest downloaded or most downloaded entrepreneur business podcasts in the world because of the consistency. Now, sometimes I'm tired or I may be traveling, but I still make sure that I get the podcast episode out. And if I'm traveling too much or if I'm sick or whatever's going on, I'll do a rebroadcast of one of our most downloaded episodes. So every week you guys can count on new heat Monday morning, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time from Jay Jones and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. So that's way number one. 5 ways consistency can improve your business in life. That was number one. Number 2, enhancing productivity and efficiency. Enhancing productivity and efficiency. So when you incorporate consistent routines and habits into your daily life, you can significantly improve your productivity. So if you're talking about in a business context, consistent processes and workflows lead to increased efficiency. So you're going to minimize errors and you're going to streamline your operations. So that in turn allows for better time management and the ability to focus on strategic aspects of your business growth. Enhancing productivity and efficiency by incorporating consistent routines and habits into your daily life and into your business. And so one of the things that I do each year, and I'm actually going real crazy with it this year, is I have daily activities and things that I do each and every morning. So I get up at 5 a.m. most days, unless it's like been a long night, and I work out, for an hour, based on whatever program I'm doing. Well, first of all, let me backtrack. I take 30 minutes to think first. Then I go and work out for about an hour, depending upon the program. After that, I made a goal for myself to get not fluent, but get a lot better in speaking Spanish. So I'm using Babbel every morning, doing that, and I'm being consistent. And I know by the end of 2024, if I stay consistent, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to be more fluent in Spanish, not more fluent, but being able to understand the language. I know a little bit, I can speak a little bit, but I want to become super fluent in the language. And that way, the only thing that's going to help that, guys, is consistency. So enhancing productivity and efficiency. That's number 2. And right now we're talking about 5 ways consistency can improve your business and your life. Number 3, if you're in business, establishing a strong brand presence. Establishing a strong brand presence. So think about this. When people think of your brand, what do they think of? If they think negatively, obviously that's going to hurt your brand. But if they think positively, that's going to help your brand. So consistency in branding, messaging, and your visual identity creates a memorable and recognizable brand. Everybody knows what the Coca-Cola symbol looks like. Everybody knows what the McDonald's symbol looks like. So establishing a strong brand presence, okay? So whether it's your company logo, tone, voice, or overall customer experience, maintaining a consistent brand presence helps your business stand out in the market and helps it grow. So you saw when I did a total rebrand about 2 years ago. So the intro that I had got old and stale. The logo got old and stale. The content was still fire. Yeah, I got to admit that. But I changed the logo, updated that. I changed the intro music, and everything has to be branded. It needs to be branded. So you want to establish a strong brand presence. In addition to that, with that consistency that I give each and every week on the podcast, that's why Black Entrepreneur Blueprint is as strong as it is. Number 4, cultivating discipline and resilience. And we're talking about 5 ways consistency can improve your business and your life. Cultivating discipline and resilience. Consistency requires discipline, and cultivating this discipline has a positive ripple effect on both your personal and professional aspects of your life. So by being consistent or consistently pursuing your goals and overcoming uncertainties, this is what makes your business and you stronger. Okay. So you develop resilience, and this resilience becomes a valuable asset in navigating uncertainties and setbacks, both in your business and in your life. So cultivating discipline and resilience. So when you have that consistency, and I'm going to tell you guys, a lot of times people that are successful because they are consistent and persistent. Okay. I want to give you a real life story. When I started out as a stockbroker years ago, I started out at Dean Witter Reynolds, which is now Morgan Stanley. And then I got poached and I went over to Merrill Lynch for about 4 years. But one of the guys that I started with, he's actually a good friend or a cousin of my wife. And so we started together, and my wife and I weren't married at the time. We were dating. So he was a year older than me. So he started before me. But this was his dream, to be a big time financial advisor or stockbroker. Now, I had other dreams. So even after I left Dean Witter and went to Merrill Lynch, I always knew that this probably wasn't what I wanted to do the rest of my life. But when it comes to consistency, this brother has only had one job his whole life. And while he struggled like crazy, we used to go eat lunch at McDonald's, and we used to get the coupons for a 2-for-1 meal when we started out. So you didn't make a lot of money when you started out. You had to build your book of business. You had an empty book, and now you had to go fill it with clients. But over the years, he's become one of the top financial advisors when it comes to athletes and entertainers, and it's because of the consistency. He's not smarter than anybody else. He works his ass off, but he is consistent and has always been consistent in his actions, and not just his actions, but his goals and what he was looking to achieve. So number 4, cultivating discipline and resilience. So consistency requires discipline, and cultivating this discipline has a positive effect on both personal and professional aspects of your life. Okay. And number 5, and we're talking about 5 ways consistency can improve your business and your life. Facilitating continuous improvement. So consistency provides a stable foundation for evaluating and improving your strategies. So when you start tracking things and analyzing your performance and metrics, this allows you to get an informed decision about how you're going with your business and in your personal life, and any adjustments that you need to make to optimize your outcome. So on that journey to continuous improvement, you guys are going to facilitate the mindset of personal development and business development, which is going to make your business grow even faster and better. So the first thing, as I mentioned, we wanted to talk about were 5 ways consistency can improve your business and your life. I just gave you those 5 ways. Number 1, building trust and credibility. Number 2, enhancing productivity and efficiency. Number 3, establishing a strong brand presence. Number 4, cultivating discipline and resilience. And number 5, facilitating continuous improvement. If you need the show notes, guys, go to blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com and make sure you go to episode number 499, which is going to be the top episode, depending upon when you listen to this, and you'll have the show notes right in the episode description. So go to episode 499 of blackentrepreneurBlueprint.com if you want the show notes. Now, let's talk about tips to building consistency. And these are your actionable steps to help you build consistency, which is going to improve and change your business and your life. So tip number 1, guys, set clear goals. You have to set clear goals if you want to be consistent. So number 1, set clear goals, and you want to define specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. Okay? You want to set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. You also want to break down your larger goals into smaller, manageable goals, okay, or tasks. Because what happens most times when we look at a large goal, like me, for example, if I want to lose 20 pounds, that's a daunting task for me, right? Because I like to eat certain foods like steak and stuff like that. And so one of the things is you have to break it down into manageable pieces, okay? Don't think about the end goal. Think about the process. I always used to tell my girls when they were training or anything, you have to learn to enjoy the process. If you take care of the process and do the steps, the results will happen. So tip number 1, set clear goals. Tip number 2, create routines. Okay. You want to develop a daily or weekly routine that aligns with your goals. Also, you want to incorporate specific time blocks for tasks and activities to establish a structured schedule. I'm going to repeat this. Create a routine. Develop a daily or weekly routine that aligns with your goals. Secondly, incorporate specific time blocks for tasks and activities to establish a structured schedule. So when I tell you every morning when I get up, I take 30 minutes to think, then I exercise anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, and then I do babble, which usually is about 15 to 20 minutes a day. And so hopefully by the end of 2024, taking these small steps, I'll have accomplished losing 20 pounds and becoming fluent or more fluent in Spanish. Okay. So that's tip number 2, create a routine. Tip number 3, prioritize tasks. So you want to identify and prioritize tasks based on the importance and urgency. And I talk about this a lot. You want to focus on completing high priority tasks before moving on to less critical ones. Okay. So I always talk about tasks. So if you ever look at my notes in my phone, and I'll even write it down sometime on pieces of paper or a book, I have certain tasks, critical tasks, primary tasks, and secondary tasks. Critical tasks are tasks that have to be done. They are the ones that if you don't do these tasks, you can't move forward with whatever you're trying to do. Critical tasks are number 1. Primary tasks, and this is just the way I name them, and you can name them whatever you want. Primary tasks are tasks that are important, but you can still move forward without doing them. Secondary tasks are things that, you can do at any time, but you need to prioritize your tasks. Okay. So each day you need to have priorities. What is my priority for today? What has to get done today? What is critical for me to do today before I can move forward? Okay. So that's tip number 3. Prioritize tasks. You want to identify and prioritize tasks based on the importance and urgency. Number 4 tip, start small. You want to begin with manageable goals to build your momentum. Many times what happens, we have these grandiose goals and we're so far away from them that it impedes us in moving forward. We get frustrated. We feel like we're not doing enough. So you want to start small. You want to gradually increase the complexity or intensity of the task as you become more comfortable with the routine. So it's just like this exercise routine. So I'm doing this insanity routine right now called Dig Deeper with Sean T. Now I've probably done all of the insanity programs, but this one has more weights involved. So I understand that I'm not going to be as good when I start off, until I get, a couple weeks in. So start small, begin with manageable goals to build momentum. Tip number 5, stay accountable. So you want to share your goals with friends, family members, or mentors who can provide support and hold you accountable. You want to consider joining a group or a community with similar objectives to stay motivated. That's newbebacademy.com. Go there, guys, because this is literally what I'm talking about. That community, as it continues to grow, is going to make you stay accountable. You're going to create connections, collaborations. You're going to do business because you're like-minded and you're looking to do the same things, and people will keep you accountable. It's just like, for example, with me, I have a WeWork location, right? I work out of the house, but I also have a WeWork location where, it's a group, workstation or workplace. And I like going there because they're like-minded people there. I have friends there, and we hold each other accountable for our businesses and the things that we say we're going to do. So tip number 5, stay accountable. Tip number 6, track your progress. So you want to keep a journal or use apps to track your progress. You don't know how far you've come if you haven't tracked your progress. Okay, celebrate your small victories and your milestones, and you reinforce with positive behavior. So, for example, if you hit a goal or something, maybe you go treat yourself to a nice 5-star restaurant. You treat yourself to a trip or something like that. So track your progress. And this is something, guys, that can also discourage you, but it also shows you how far you've gotten. Remember, manageable steps. Take your time. This is a long game, guys. Entrepreneurship and life is a long game. So you're not going to make those major leaps and jumps right away. Okay. Tip number 7, be patient and persistent. Be patient and persistent. Understand that building consistency, it takes time, guys. All right. You want to stay persistent even when faced with setbacks and challenges. So you have to be persistent. When you don't feel like getting up and exercising, do it anyway. Okay. You got to stay persistent. Okay. Tip number 8, eliminate distractions. Identify and minimize distractions that can derail your consistency. That may be people, that may be places, that may be things. All right. Eliminate your distractions. Create a conducive environment for focused work or activities. Okay. That's what I was just talking about, the WeWork space. Sometimes if I'm working from home, I can get distracted. Okay. If I'm working over the holidays and I got family members that spent the night or stayed over, I'm trying to work, but they may think that, Jay is just here chilling right now. But no, I'm working. So eliminate your distractions, and they come in all forms and fashions, people, places, and things. That's tip number 8. Tip number 9, automate where possible. Automation is crazy, guys. I talk about AI right now, artificial intelligence. That's helping me with my podcast. It's helping me with my videos. It's helping me accomplish a lot more stuff. So utilize the tools and technology to automate routine tasks. So it frees up your time, guys, and it gives you more mental energy. So you want to set up your reminders and alerts and all of that type of stuff and utilize the technology, guys, to be able to help automate. So that way you'll be more consistent. Okay. Tip number 10. Practice self-compassion. So acknowledge that everyone faces challenges and in maintaining consistency. You understand that. Some days you may slip up. Some days you may not be able to exercise or work out because you're sick. Okay. So you got to be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned, and use setbacks, guys, as opportunities to learn and improve. So number 10, practice self-compassion. Number 11, establish keystone habits. Establish keystone habits. And keystone habits are the main habits that the foundation of what your transformation is based on. So identify keystone habits that, when consistently practiced, can have a positive impact on other areas of your life and your business. So you want to focus on developing these foundational habits to create a ripple effect of consistency. So when I talk about health, losing weight, getting into better shape, that doesn't just help me physically, it helps me mentally. And it also helps me with my business, because if you're not in physical and mental shape, then you're not going to work your business at maximum efficiency. So establish keystone habits, whatever they mean to you guys. So you got to remember, guys, that building consistency it's a gradual process, right? And it's essential to be adaptable to change based on your circumstances. So you want to reassess your goals on a regular basis, and you want to stay aligned with what those goals are. So sometimes your goals may change. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've made a couple of changes going into 2024. So I'm cutting off the fat. I'm focusing on the 4 areas that I need to focus on building my businesses. Okay, so I'm focusing on Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the podcast, and most importantly, the Academy, because that's going to be the community where everybody gets together. We're able to connect with each other, curate different things, experiences. We're able to collaborate. We're able to make money together. And we also have the structure to have the curriculum and also the live interactive group coaching with me and also the other BEB Academy members that are interested in collaborating and elevating their entrepreneur IQ. So these are some of the things, guys, that I'm focusing on. That I'm also focusing on my physical products brands. I'm focusing on my mortgage business, and I'm actually going to be focusing on some more digital product brands that I'm about to bring out. So I have a 4-pronged focus in 2024 that I'm honing in on, and I know that may sound like a lot, but that's the way I operate and that's the way I work. I need multiple things. Now, don't necessarily follow what I'm telling you right now, because everybody works differently. And what I had to understand was I had to build a foundational business first and then start to branch off. One of the biggest mistakes with entrepreneurs, and I don't want to get on a tangent, but I want to point this out, is that you got 4 things in the irons in the fire, and none of them are producing for you. So you want to be able to find something that produces consistently, and then you can start to slowly branch out. So my physical products brands and my digital products brands and BEB are consistent. My new mortgage business, I'm just starting that back up again, but it's going well based on my experience and also my contacts. So one of the things is you have to understand what you can handle on your plate. But I will tell you this, consistency in the long run is going to be one of your best friends. That's why I talk about the power of consistency and how it can positively affect your business and also your life. Now, before we close on out, guys, I got to give you guys a quick story about consistency, but I just want to share all my social media contact information and resource links real quick. Everything I'm about to tell you guys is on the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Now, if you don't want to type all that in, you can go to bebconnect.com. That's going to take you right to the blackentrepreneurblueprint.com website. I mentioned at the top of the show, my focus, as I just talked about, is newbebacademy.com. So when you go to the website, type on BEB Academy or go to newbebacademy.com, or you can actually go to the website, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, and click on the button. And this is the new academy, guys. And I already talked about it during the show, so I'm not going to repeat it. But that's the focus. That's where everything is going to be held. All the online courses, all the collaboration, all the content, everything to help you elevate your entrepreneur IQ. That's the only resource that I'm going to give you, because that's where everything is going to be happening, guys. Go to newbebacademy.com for more information and also to enroll. Next, if you want to connect with me, guys, anything long, hit me on my email, jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. That's JAYJONES@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Instagram, I have 2 IG accounts. The first one is J Jones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. Second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. LinkedIn, connect with me there. Just type in J Jones Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Twitter, you can go to JJones001, JAYJONES001. All of that information can also be found on the website. Go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Under the About section, under my bio, there are links to all my social media contact information. Now, let me just tell you guys this quick story or quick anecdote about consistency, and then we're going to close it on out. So many of you have probably seen the video about Kobe Bryant when he talked about how he got better. And so he talked about consistency, and he talked about what he did versus what the other players or his competitors did. So Kobe talked about what other players did during the off season versus what he did. And he said other players would work out, several hours a day. But he gave his daily schedule for consistency. And he would wake up, I believe, about 5 o'clock in the morning. His first workout would be from, I believe, 6 to 8 a.m. He would come home, rest a little bit, and get breakfast. Then he went back out from 10 to 12. Come home after that, rest a little bit, get lunch. Then he'd go from 2 to 4. Work out, come home a little bit, rest a little bit. Then he'd get a little dinner. And then he would go, his last session was from 6 to 8. So literally he worked out 8 hours a day while other guys were working out 2 to 3 hours a day. And what he said was that person or some of these players may be better than me today, But because of my consistency and my work ethic, there's no way they're going to be able to catch me once I pass them. He said, how can it be humanly possible if I'm working, 3 to 4 times more than you on my craft and on my skill than, you working 3 to 4 hours? And how are you going to get better than me? So what he said was he kept seeing himself improving and improving. And he knew it didn't matter how much somebody worked out. After a couple years of this, he said it didn't matter how much somebody worked out in the summer, because there's no possible way that they're going to catch him, because he had already put all this time in with consistency. And that is the power of consistency. It's not going to happen overnight, but long, consistent, persistent action is going to make a difference in your personal life, in your health, and also in your business. So one of the things that I'm going to be super consistent about is posting on my Instagram. So I'm going to start doing 3 to 4 posts a day, and I'm going to test it out. And I'm going to create another account under a totally different content. I want to see if I'm going to be able to build that Instagram account. Okay. Just to see if the consistency works. So these are some of the things, guys, that are going to help you from being a failed entrepreneur or an entrepreneur that's not hitting the numbers that they need, and turn you into a solid, well-rounded entrepreneur that's going to be super successful and profitable. So today's show, guys, is how to change your life and business using the power of consistency. It's sitting right there, guys. Don't sleep on it. It's sitting right there. A lot of times we get enamored with the shiny things. Oh, there's a new social media platform going up. Yeah, I remember Periscope was hot, right? What happened to Periscope? How about Clubhouse? That was hot. So don't necessarily fall in love with the vehicle. Fall in love with the consistency. That's what's going to make the difference. The consistency. All right. I always use the quote, stepping over dollars to pick up dimes, right? You see that shiny new strategy. You see that shiny new social media platform. You're stepping over dollars to pick up dimes. The dollars are in the consistency. That's how you're going to build your platform. That's how you're going to build your business. So make sure you respect and you understand the power of consistency. Now, guys, I say this each and every week because it's true. We get more and more downloads because of you, the BEB family. I appreciate you guys so much. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast. New BEBacademy.com, revised and revamped. Guys, I need your help. I want everybody to join the academy. It is only a $29 a month investment. And guess what? You get 3 online courses just for trying it out. Super great courses. They're small, micro, mini courses. So it's not going to be any long stuff. We want to provide you with actionable content that you can take action on ASAP. So most of the online courses are only 25 to 35 minutes long. Then you can jump in and take action and make a difference in your business. We want this to be a place of community. That's the biggest aspect. Most people join groups for initially the courses and also the coaching, but the community is what's going to be the thing that keeps you in. So when we can collaborate with like-minded people, that's where it's at, guys. So go to newbebacademy.com, $29 investment a month, less than an imported case of beer, less than a manicure. You get the 3 free courses with that, even if you decide to cancel. No long-term commitment. If you like it, which I'm sure you will if you try it, I'm sure you'll stay. And we have our first live group coaching call on Wednesday, January 10th. So make sure you enroll ASAP so you can be a part of the first live group coaching call of the new revised BEB Academy. Also, guys, make sure you please spread the word about the whole ecosystem, because remember, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. It's about building an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.